Naptime Tuner here. Hit that like and subscribe. I still haven't installed that integrated engineering intake manifold yet. This will be part 2 on that video, cleaning it up. I just want to make it a little bit better before I install it. And let me show you why. Coming over here, we've got the intake manifold. And in my last video, I cleaned up these horns. And in this video, I'm scrutinizing the inside of these runners. So what I want to show you here, looks like this was all done by machine. Now some people would go to the extent of porting these out and making these holes bigger so you can get more airflow that way. I'm not concerned about porting the cylinder head out or porting this intake manifold out. Now this intake manifold technically already is ported out because these runners are bigger without the intake flap runners. But what I want to show you the difference of is this flange right here. It's not perfectly smooth. It looks like it was CNC'd or cut by a machine, and there's a lip all the way around it. There's not an aggressive lip until you get to the top. And I would call this top lip, I mean, it's not necessarily that aggressive, but if you look in there, I'm gonna grab a pick here and kind of show you a little bit better. There's a definite lip right here. And you can kind of see the transition right here where it's cut all the way across. Some of these are worse than others, but definitely a lip right there. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna cause some turbulence. So I worked on cylinder number 2 a little bit here. And this is the difference between all the other cylinders and the one I worked on. See, there's a lip. Now let's take a closer look. So the airflow is gonna go in there, it's gonna hit that lip, and it's gonna cause just a very little bit of turbulence. Probably not enough to even matter, but if you'll notice, I cleaned that lip completely off of cylinder number 2 here. And after I was done cleaning the lip off, I took some sandpaper in there and cleaned it up even further. So what I want to see and what I like to see is a 100% smooth transition. I don't want a lip on the flange to cause turbulence. I want it to be smooth. If it feels smooth, it's going to be smooth with the airflow. If you feel a lip, the air is going to feel the lip and it's going to cause turbulence. So what I did here was I put my shorter rotary bit on here, and you get in here like this, and you just carefully work. You don't want to take material off the end here. You're only trying to smooth this lip right here, especially on this bottom side, because you see there's not a lot of material right here on the bottom side. But I'll just kind of show you what I was doing to make that smooth edge right there. You take this rotary tool and you just simply Now, I'd like to do it off camera because you see I got a little bit more on that edge right there than I'd like to, but I just touched it. What I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to pull that lip down and blend them in. Just like that right there. And I'm not necessarily worried about smoothing everything off perfect because those little rough dimples actually work fine, kind of like a golf ball. There's debate on whether you want it perfectly smooth or if dimples are fine. In my opinion, I'm not concerned about the casting dimples. So there you are. So ultimately, I'm going to finish the rest of those, but I just want your opinion. Am I going too far? Am I being too crazy with trying to smooth out the lips and make it look like this right here? Give me your opinion. If I'm spending this money and trying to get the most performance out of this engine, I think it's a pretty common sense step to want my intake runners smooth, but that's just me.